Hello, brothers and sisters of light and dark. Welcome to my page. My page is by common sense. I try to keep it down in the nitty gritty. And if it goes over 10 minutes, that means it's something important. But anything I say is important, and it's also common sense. So I try to get it down, okay, as much as possible. Because I know that the attention span of most of you are not very well, okay. If you have any comments, suggestions, or insults, you put it down below. Now, okay, this video is going to be, I'm getting right into it. Okay, I'm not going to waste too much of your time, but sometimes I do. Depends on how I feel, okay? But this is going to be my story. Schizophrenia, okay? My story, okay? And let me put it to you this way, okay? Schizophrenia, they say, is a mental illness, but I believe that there's different abilities for different everyday folks, different species, and certain beings. So what will happen is that it's not technically a mental illness, okay? And of course, I try my best to make myself very clear, but sometimes I talk kind of fast and it's kind of hard to understand me. I understand that. But how mine started was when I was a child, okay? I was going to cut the head off of the beast, okay? You know, my stepdad, okay? And of course, before I did it and I wrung the machete, I had a machete. I used to carry around a machete. I used to love that little thing. It was a big thing. I mean, yeah, you know what a machete is, right? Okay. But a voice told me not to do it, okay? A little tiny voice. It was completely in pitch dark. I was going to do it in the dark. My mom was laying right next to him. I was going to chop his jugular because he snored a lot anyway. I was a little kid. I think I was like 11 years old or some shit. 12 years old or some shit. Now, you can't listen to everything that you hear on the internet about schizophrenia because basically the scientists don't have all the answers. All right? That's the facts, okay? They don't have the answers. But of course, it's just a voice. It's just a voice. That's all it is. It's a voice that tells you something that may seem out of place, okay? It starts off as a whisper, as usually. Sometimes I watched many videos where people say they activated this voice by falling on a rock, falling from a tree, okay? I've seen the videos, okay? Yes, I've seen it. There's various ways of coming about it. Maybe sometimes it's a chemical imbalancement with the mind, okay? But as I realized that I wasn't being treated right when I was a child, it activated itself, and I stayed dormant in my room, okay, for long periods of time, okay, constantly listening. It tells me all this knowledge and wisdom. There's three of them, okay? And of course, there's others, of course, but there's mainly those three, okay? And I don't believe it's a bad thing at all. I don't think it's a bad thing because it helps me to focus. I could literally sit in a room for hours and shit in isolation and just think about all sorts of shit, okay? In sleep mode, REM mode, REM, REM mode, rapid eye movement, okay? And it will tell me the secrets of the universe. It will tell me all sorts of things. It will tell me things to watch out for. People are not all human. It will tell me that we are not living in a reality world. We're living in a different type of reality world. It will tell me different dimensions. It will tell me certain mathematics. It will tell me algorithms. It tells me some people who are evil, some people who are not human, who are sitting in my face. It gives me psychic ability sometimes. It tells me to be careful of my words because I have that power. And I tested it out. And I said, oh, wait a minute. I got all of this stuff. And I didn't realize I had it. Okay. It says when you speak it, it shall come to light. Especially if you have a pure heart. Okay. And those people who are on that schizophrenia, there's different levels of it. Okay. They are on the high pedestal. Even in ancient times, people who are very highly intelligent, closer to the autistic spectrum, okay, who are basically autistic, okay, have a better meaning of intelligence. Sometimes their words need to be slurred. Sometimes, like mine, okay. Sometimes I don't speak coherently. Sometimes straight to the core, okay. But yes, everyone's special in their own way. But some people are more special than others. Do you understand that? And so as I grew up, I started seeing things like, you know, but I wasn't a paranoid, delusional schizophrenic. It's just, it's audible, okay? It's audible, okay? And how I deal with it, okay? How I deal with schizophrenia, with women and stuff, and how I relate it to everyone is basically really simple. I take them in boxes. You take them in boxes. You take my emotion and you put it in a box. And you take a little bit of that emotion, you give a little bit to each. And you see how each of those individuals respond, okay? Psychologically, right? And how I distract myself from the insanity project, which I call it insanity project, because sometimes too much of it gets into my brain. It feels like my mind is about to explode. It makes me go crazy at night. It seems like it happens at night, okay? Sometimes in the day, too. I'm an empathetic person, okay? Empath, you know, we call it empathetic people who actually feel the sorrows of the earth. I'm kind of like that. Okay, it kind of bothers the fuck out of me. It gets on my nerve. Okay, you know what I'm saying? It's like you're empathetic to all of these souls and sufferings and trappings of all those people who are suffering in multiple lives and stuff. You got to deal with all that. You got to deal with all of that type of shit. But the only way to deal with it is a distraction. You have to do videos. You have to play games. You have to go to sleep. Okay, videos, games, sleeps, and sometimes you got to take the Seroquel that they give you or the Trilifol that they give you. Okay, and if you don't take it, then of course you can't go to sleep. Okay, all right. Sometimes you want to stay up and you want to listen to them, and it's even though it bothers you, it's quite fucking interesting. Okay, now I get depressed. But the only time I get depressed is when I usually feel that there's people in the world that are suffering far more than I can ever imagine. Okay, and that is right there is the biggest negative. It's like I could feel people's emotions, empathetic. What do you call it? Empathizer. Okay, I can empathize with people's emotions deep down in the root cause. Okay, it's kind of weird. It's a weird feeling, right? Right. So. How I deal with women with this, I usually tell them that I have a problem, instead of so they don't be surprised. I tell them in the night. I don't tell them directly. I just say, "Hey, I'm special." Okay, and you'll usually get that message when you say I'm special. You know I need more attention than the usual. Okay, right. So I don't tell you I got schizophrenia. I don't tell you if I got bipolar. I don't tell you if I'm depressed, because I think everybody has some sort of negative problem with themselves. Okay. And, the most special thing is that usually when I say something, this is the magical thing about me. I'll say something and then it'll just come true. Like when I lived in Ethiopia for 2 years, when I wasn't really being happy in Ethiopia, and all sorts of lights started building, and the trees started growing, and the restaurants started being built. Okay, people was dying and stuff like that. I was like left and right. I just got there. Shit started changing. I remember I left Ethiopia after 2 years, and the motherfucker went downhill. They had a war, a miniature civil war after a year I left. Okay, because my wife don't believe that I'm a prophet. Okay, and Ethiopians are fools. Most of them are fools. Almost everybody's a fool in the world who is basically religious. Okay, who believe in the God. God, the voices tell me everything. God is you. Okay, God is you, you fools. Stop it. Okay, that's why I'm on the dark side. Okay. So I believe that every race that you see, a scary race that looks different from you, is a fucking evil creature. Because you don't know. You don't know that. Okay? You don't know that. No matter where you get the information from, it's all an illusion. Okay? All right? Everything goes back to its core. Everything goes back to its light. You understand? And so let me see. What else is there to say about the schizophrenia? The voices come at sporadic times, here and there. It talks to me. I have 3 of them. One of them is the wise one. One of them is the Jesus one. And one of them is the dark one. Okay? And they laugh. The only Jesus one. The Jesus one version don't laugh, okay? But of course, the wisdom one laughs and the devil laughs. So the wisdom one and the devil laughs, you could kiss my ass, okay? And Jesus one usually tells me the options. Jesus one usually tells me how people are religious, and it relates to me. And it tells me if you're religious, then you have to read the Bible, correct? You can't pick and choose what you want in the Bible, right? So the Jesus spirit, okay, I wouldn't call it. I don't give them all names or like that, but sometimes I do. I just say the wise one. The dark one, okay? The dark one tells me magical spells. It tells me certain things I should say. And if I don't listen to one of them, I'm in deep shit. I'm in motherfucking deep shit, okay? So I'm not really mentally ill. I'm just special, okay? I'm different from you, okay? All right? I'm actually more special than you. Because you don't hear shit. That means something's wrong with you, okay? Okay, I know myself far more than most of y'all motherfuckers out there, okay? That's why I say, I love you. I love you. I love y'all, but I hate you most. So that's why my channel is labeled as comedy. I don't usually put things in my tag boxes because I don't want to be found so easily. If the universe brings you to me, that's a blessing, okay? If the universe does not bring you to me, then it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter because everything is an illusion. Everything's a game. Everything is a limited time span, okay, in this false dimension. Or you want to call it a temporary vortices shift. Okay, you want to call it. All right? So one thing I hope for sure is I hope my daughter can hear it because that will keep her isolated from those imbeciles that spread like a disease all across the motherfucking world. Right? So most of you won't understand what I'm trying to come from. Think about it, okay? If you're more likely mentally ill, you actually become more intelligent. Ooh. So that means when I talk to my therapist or psychologist, I'm thinking that they have a mental problem because they think they're better than me. You think you're better than me? You think you're motherfucking better than me? I just like to study too. The best way I do my reading, I do some research, I try to tell people about the truth. Okay, I'm not sick. You're sick, okay? I need the pills so I can calm my ass down and so I can go to sleep sometimes. But it's not wise to take those medications. I tell you right now, okay? I break it off, okay? I break them off something. So this is my story of my schizophrenia, my kind of problem with it. And when you see someone saying, "Oh, this person is mentally ill," don't listen to them. So what you're saying is that Asperger's people, autistic people, are basically stupid people, and they don't know what the fuck they're talking about, even though they may be talking to another person from another dimension. Are you saying that? Are you actually saying that, motherfucker? Okay. So I have mastered the ability to take people's comments and shit and reverse it back after their asses, and then they disappear. They disappear. The Dark One always say they always disappear. The cowards always disappear. They don't never. I'm the master motherfucking troll. All right? I'm the master motherfucking troll. I'll come to your page thinking that you think you're some fucking Mensa motherfucker, okay? And you don't solve no problems. But I try to solve problems in the world. Okay? I'm not a mathematician. I don't just go on algorithms. I try to give solutions. Okay? I don't sit there and just constantly think and start making up these nillogyms, these fucking complex words so people can actually get confused. What about the rest of the world? Okay? So it's like 1% of the people that actually think of all these brilliant type of ways of educating the other Mensas. Okay, I seen Mensa. I know what the fuck it is. Okay, highly intelligent, brightly gifted motherfuckers who basically word jargon. This word jargon back and forth. Okay, about philosophies and shit. When philosophy is supposed to be for the world, you're supposed to be sharing shit. So I look down on people who basically think they're a know-it-all, who think they know it all but don't give no solutions to this. I'm Micto, motherfucker. I'm Micto. Okay. So I get rid of women, okay? Women's hanging around me because I'm a silly motherfucker and I'm never boring. So how about them apples? Okay? And women suck my balls. They give me head, okay? How about them apples too, motherfucker? I don't have to fuck you. I don't have to fuck females. I say you give me head. You don't give me head. You don't really care about me. You don't like me. I don't have to give you shit, okay? I don't have to give you a goddamn thing with my schizophrenia, okay? You can call it whatever the fuck you want, okay? All right? I have to go see my therapist every fucking month, okay? But that's why I be trying to tell people, stop jumping to conclusions. Don't make assumptions, okay? Ask questions. That's what I said in my other videos, in the past videos. I said, beware people who smoke, who are not non-inquisitive, people who just make jump conclusions. Most foreign people are stupid, okay? All right? I said it, okay? Think about it. America is the most evolved country in the world, okay? Right? We got all the high-level crackers here, and some of them are getting killed. I heard the scientists are getting killed left and right, no matter where they come from all across the world. But you got to understand, America is about currency, all right? It's a republic, all right? So we know we got those facts out of the way, all right? The Caucasian race is dying, so they got to find a way to multiply themselves. So what? So what about that? This country, this whole entire world has to come together as one, and currency is the one way that can bring it together. But what the voices say, the voices tell to me that everything will be all right. Because if you get burned and the Hiroshima bomb drops on your ass, the more suffering you go through, the better your next life will be. If you just happen to make it through this life, I told you, be ambitious about life, not ambitious about money. Right? Right. So if you happen to make it to an old age, up to 105 years old, and you just pass away, you might not need to come back here. You are a god in your next life. That's what the Hindu Tibetan book says. That's what the Tibetan book says. The Book of the Life says. The Book of Life says that. But who says that was real? Nobody knows that true answer. Okay? Nobody knows the true answer. So you got to understand, science is just a tipping stone. It's just what do you want? What do you want?
I want chips.
You want chips?
I want chips.
Well, you don't get no chips now.
Guys,
I gotta finish my video.
I want a chip. I want a chocolate.
You get chocolate? Go get it. Go over there and get it. You smell like shit. Go over there. I said, I remember when I went into the court of law and them motherfuckers didn't even look at my background. They didn't even look at my background. I got charged with a fucking felon. And them motherfuckers didn't care about who I was. The cracker don't give about you. The justice system don't care about you. You don't wear a suit and tie to get biased and shit. You come in the court system without a suit and tie, and they automatically think you're guilty. What kind of shit is that? You're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. So I went through the court system, calling the cops on something that happened to me, and look what them motherfuckers did. They didn't even look at my background. I told them. Okay? So that's my case of schizophrenia. That's my fucking story, okay? I told you everything you fucking possibly needed to know, okay? Yeah, the voice is bothering me now. The time right now is about 4 o'clock, almost 4 o'clock in the morning. I think it's 4 o'clock. Yeah, I can't see. I need to wear my glasses. I have myopic, motherfucker. I can't see that far. I can see close up. But other than that, what else is there to say about my schizophrenia? Okay, my schizophrenia is okay. And I'm gonna tell you right now, there's different types of schizophrenias out there, and I'm gonna tell you right now, the most dangerous one is a person's possessed. And I believe that if a person's possessed, that's completely beyond schizophrenia. Okay, when someone has the spirit of fury in them, they can have no control over their body. That's the only way a schizophrenic will ever kill anybody. And sometimes I feel I may get that. I don't want the spirit of fury to come over me when someone threatens my fucking life. You say some shit like that, and I may snap on your ass. I may just kill everybody around you and anybody else. Okay, that's why I tell people in advance, don't play around threatening my life and think it's a joke. Don't do that. I usually tell them that's the only thing you need to do. Don't try to put your hands on me. Don't walk towards me. You're safe. Okay, so you gotta understand. Okay, but what else is there to talk about schizophrenia? Schizophrenia people, they say they're mentally ill, and technically they are to the white man's terminologies. Okay. But you got to understand there's different species out there. So you can't claim and say they're mentally ill. They're just special. They're different, okay? So peace and love to you, brothers and sisters of light and dark. I'm going to get me a candy bar and go to the fucking bathroom. All right? So remember, don't be judgmental. Don't be a fucking judgmental, biased bastard, okay? Or a narcissistic prick. All right? Because I'm a narcissistic, positive prick. I can be a positive prick. Because if you screw me over, I have to screw you over, okay? It's that simple. Peace and love to you, brothers and sisters of light and dark. Welcome to my page. Have a nice day, motherfuckers.